What's good, IE Sports Radio crew and fans? It's your boys, T5 and the SoCal Saint, the undisputed heavyweight tag team champions of the podcasting world, with another fresh edition of the direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, IE Sports Radio. This is the IE Wrestling Show. You know it because you love it. That's right. As we, me and T5, what are we, brother? We are just boo. You sweet me, brother. Wham. Hell yeah, man. What's good, everyone? What? I know, like, I'm dancing. Get it. Man. What a weekend of professional wrestling, guys. And what a year. What a absolute crazy year 2024 has been. I mean, for professional wrestling, I mean, it really goes without saying, T5. I mean, like, this has been WWE just laying it all on the line, reclaiming their top spot. TNA coming out of the ashes to try and regain the credibility they once had many, many years ago. And I feel like they've done that in a lot of ways. We'll get to, some negativity here in a minute, but I mean, New Japan and AEW are still hanging in strong. They got their big show for the new year coming up, Wrestle Dynasty, or does that happen before the new year? I can't remember if it's after the new year. It's after. Okay, I know AEW's got one more pay-per-view left. World's End at the end, pretty much the end of this month, the last Saturday of the month on the 28th. And we just had two pay-per-views. We had TNA Final Resolution last Friday, the 13th. And on Saturday, December 14th, we had WWE's return to form with Saturday night's main event. And if you guys have been following the socials, following me on the X, I put up on my page, the IE Wrestling Show. We had some polls we put up, and the votes got tallied and finalized right before we went live on the air. So I got those results for y'all today for MVP of 2024, for biggest hater, for most controversial moment, and best booker. So we have those. I know me and T5 have our choices for what are some of the best moments of professional wrestling this year. I'm sure we have our picks for best female wrestler of the year, most underrated, most overrated, if you will. It was a little harder to pick best tag team. I know we talked about that a lot last week whenever that tag team list came out. This has been a kind of a so-so year for tag team wrestling, if I do say so myself. It's good to see you, brother. T5, welcome back to the show, my tag team partner, man. And, of course, he is a host of his own program here on the IE Sports Radio Network. Do not forget that. He is the host of the Crescent City Connection. And you can follow him on the X at these following right here down below. Who is T Fizzle is his personal page. And then at Crescent City _IE is the official page for his show, Crescent City Connection. That is on high noon. That's high noon every Saturday, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same time zone that we are in right now, just on a different day. T5, how you been, my brother? How you doing today?
Chilling. Any time I could be any day I'm above ground. I wake up and I'm above ground. My feet touch the floor. Hey, it's a good one, man. How you been doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Just trying to finalize Christmas shopping. Miho's got a bit of a little tickle in his throat, like a little cold. I'm trying to come out. So just we got somebody's in the chat room and they're trying to irk you, my friend.
What's happening?
He is in the chat room. AEW sucks. AEW sucks. AEW sucks. He's just trying to piss off.
Sir, that only works with one person, and that's the that's my co-host. anybody else, it does not work, sir. Nice try.
I don't get pissed off at it. I enjoy it. That makes me happy. So thank you, Larry B. He's a smart
Larry,
mark.
I just have to say one thing, Larry. I love you, brother, but opinions are like bottom holes. Everyone has one, and most of them stink. You take that and do with it what you will, sir.
Oh man, it's okay, Larry. I think that opinion doesn't stink that much.
It is foul, sir. It's coming through the chat, sir. It is foul. We have smell-o-vision now.
Oh man. And please, you can follow me at IE Wrestling Show on TikTok and X, and of course, don't forget I am on Blue Sky. So please follow me on Blue Sky, and I keep forgetting to add yours on here too, brother. My bad. T5, let them know you're also on Blue Sky as well. What is your handle on Blue Sky?
It is U, the letter U, T5 at Blue Sky, yada 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 yada.
That's right. 3 ain't enough, man. He needs 5. Hell yeah. So yeah, follow us. We are on Blue Sky, guys. We're trying to expand that social media platform for our show, trying to get more eyes on the product. You know what we do. And I want to do a little, if you'll indulge me, T5, you can join in too. Shout outs to WWE Hall of Famers. The lovely, the beautiful. She still looks just as good as she did back in the day. Like a fine wine, she is aging. Mwah. Trish Stratus and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. DTA himself, the toughest SOB to ever step foot in a WWE ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It is their birthdays. They share a birthday today. So Happy birthday to Stone Cold Steve Austin and happy birthday to Trish Stratus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Y'all didn't know I knew that right. Y'all didn't know I knew that Stevie Wonder. I lay that right there on you.
They don't think your chicken seasoned, bro.
Shit.
You better tell them. You better let them know.
I'm telling them. Y'all don't know. Shit. My family come from New Orleans, man. Of course, I know my shit.
Better let them know.
That's right. Oh man, Larry's still talking. What's he saying here? I think it's so funny how much Martine hates AEW and how much Travis loves it. We gotta have conflicting opinions somewhere, you know.
Hey, we can't agree on everything, bro.
He said 5 Jaguars. What shit? They're irrelevant. That's what the Jaguars are. Are they even still an NFL team? I don't think so.
Maybe.
I mean, in theory. You know,
this is around the time they usually have their yearly fire sale. That's how you know that's how you know they're still alive, when they usually have their yearly fire sale when they get rid of their best players.
That's right. Oh man. And and look at Larry B's getting involved with it too. Happy birthday, Stone Cold and Trish. Let's see. Larry B showing some love to WWE Hall of Famers out there. We got 75 strong in the chat room right now. Why you put 5 times and only write it 3 times, Larry? What's wrong with you? You gotta do the whole thing, bro. 5-time WCW champion, sucker. Yes, sir. Oh man. But before we get too involved with our year-end chat going on here, talking about our top 10 matches for the year 2024 and some other, awesome moments that we witnessed in this year of wrestling, we want to give a shout out to our official sponsors that keep the lights on here for us at IE Sports Radio. Of course, I'm talking about Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky. Go do yourself a favor and order yourself some of this delicious beef jerky. Follow them on their official Instagram page at Planet Jerky. Go to their official website at planetjerky.net and order yourself some delicious premium brisket beef jerky. For that loved one that loves spicy food, order them some volcanic jalapeno and put it in their stocking. It will make a perfect stocking stuffer this Christmas season, y'all. It is, it's so good. And trust me, we know this from experience. Both myself and T5 have tried it ourselves. It is delicioso, okay? So good. You don't want to disappoint anyone. You got a beef jerky lover out there. Do yourself a favor and go to planetjerky.net and order yourself some delicious 100% premium brisket beef jerky. The jerky that's on a whole other planet. Ooh, yeah.
Hey, don't be afraid to treat yourself. If you like beef jerky, you like tasty things.
Sure.
If
you're one of those people that wants to, if you're one of those people that wants to, that doesn't have someone that can buy them Christmas gifts, and you want to be your own Secret Santa, that's cool too.
Surprise yourself. Open that box. Somebody was thinking of me. Oh, clutch my pearls. Bam. There you go.
There you go. And if you want to add a little finesse to that package of beef jerky, check out our other sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. It is another official sponsor of IE Sports Radio. It comes from the mind of Mrs. Larry B herself, Miss Cecilia B. It is her. This is one of her awesome products. Follow her page on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax seals. And you can order directly from iesportsradio.com/seal-the-deal-wax seals. And you can order it if you needed something to, give that little panache for your, I don't even know if that's a word, for your the Christmas card, your yearly Christmas. Yeah, there you go. What T5 just said. And, you want to add a little bit to the gift, you want to make it a little, harder for your family to open their gifts because it's just too damn pretty, that seal. You don't want to tear it off or whatever. You want to try and save it, that beautiful seal that you see on your Christmas gift this season. Go to Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Go to iesportsradio.com and order yourself some Seal the Deal Wax Seals right now, y'all. It is, we got a big deal. And not only that, we got a huge deal right now going on at iesportsradio.com/shop. That's iesportsradio.com/shop for our merch. Our merch is right now on sale. I believe it's 50% off. I think if the ad is right, if you're following IE Sports Radio at IE Sports Radio on the on the X, and you can get yourself one of these, guys. The official IE Sports Radio T-shirt. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. It's got the logo. It's got the tagline. It comes in different colors. We also have women's tank tops as well on sale right now. Do yourself a favor. They're only $15 right now. They come in different sizes, guys. We got small, medium, large, and we even got for the big boys like myself, 3X, 4X, all that good stuff. But don't take our word for it. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're going to hear from our official sponsors.
Hey, Larry, while we got you in here, when them hats coming in, son?
I know, right? Yeah, let's put Larry on the spot. When them hats coming, bro? I need a hat. I need a hat for my cold, bald head, dog. I need a beanie, too, if you're working.
Bro, I'm a hat, man. I need a new hat, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, right? We putting you on the spot, dog. We putting you on the spot. I'll prepay for it if I have to. Yeah, I'll put down a deposit, Oh, okay. Larry says, I know, hats in January. Okay, all right, fair enough.
All right.
How about this? Since we've been promoting them week in, week out, Larry, my birthday's in January. You can just, send a brother a hat, as a thank you. Just saying. Just be like, hey Martin, for your snapback. For your long-term service. Your long-term service and dedication. Here's a free IE Sports Radio hat, and then I can promote it on the show, wear it week in and week out, that's free publicity, baby.
I'm always promoting the hats, man. Come on, man, get a break of the snapback.
There you go. Oh man, and we'll be right back, y'all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with IE Sports Radio's premier I'm getting tongue-tied. Premier professional wrestling podcast, the IE Wrestling Show. We'll be back with our year-end review of 2024. Stay tuned, y'all. We ain't going nowhere.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Yo, welcome back, y'all, to the IE Wrestling Show. How's it going, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in. Man, we are 105 strong and counting. That is dope, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all, especially since this is the final episode of the IE Wrestling Show for the year 2024. The next time y'all see us right here live, it'll already be 2025, baby. So we kicking things off right when the new year comes because we're going to be live the week prior to the big move for WWE when they go to Netflix for Monday Night Raw. That's upcoming. Big matches already announced for that night. We got tribal combat between Roman Reigns, the OTC baby, and the wannabe phony tribal chief himself, Solo Sikoa. I love you, Solo.
I love my tribal chief.
They're going to be getting it down. Tribal Combat, Monday Night Raw for that Ulu Fala. Man, I can't wait to see that. Not only that, I feel like we're getting WrestleMania early this year because we're getting CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins one-on-one on Monday Night Raw. The match that should have took place this year at WrestleMania is going to take place live in Los Angeles at the Inuit Dome, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, y'all. I am so excited. Not to mention, it's already been confirmed that the final boss is going to be making an appearance on Monday Night Raw. The Rock will be in attendance live on Monday Night Raw, as well as hip-hop recording artist Travis Scott will be in attendance live from Monday Night Raw. They are pulling out all the stops. Triple H just took out that big flop all over the wrestling world for Monday Night Raw. He just walked into that table on Netflix and was just like, flop, this is what I got. This is what I got for y'all. What are you going to do now? They're like, oh, anything you want. Anything you want, Mr. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Oh, man. I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to that. T5, you looking forward to the first Raw of the Netflix era?
Man, it's cooking, bro. Like he done took. See, that's when you mess around with a professional chef. You go ahead, get your ingredients out early. You put the menu out early. You get the recipes out. You got your food out. You ready to cook. That way, by the time Netflix, I don't care if the internet messed up or not. We ready to cook. Ready or not, babe, we out here ready to cook.
That's right.
Triple H out here. He got his apron fitted. Mm-hmm. He got the fitted apron with the X on it and the skull and the crown on it. He ready to cook. Son ready to cook.
That's right, brother. That's right. And shout out to Larry B in the chat room still. He said, dude, Punk versus Rollins is going to be badass. Yes, sir. I'm really looking forward to that match. I don't know who's going to steal the show, Punk and Rollins or the Solo and Roman. And with Rock in the house, man, who knows what could happen. I wonder if what I thought would happen at Survivor Series ends up happening on Raw. What if Rock costs Roman that Ulufala?
Ooh, boy. That's enough. Hey, that's enough to want to fight you at WrestleMania right there, bro. Exactly. We got to square up. Square up, cuz.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I mean, who knows what could happen. It's the first Monday Night Raw of the Netflix era. You know Triple H is going to be like, something major has to happen on this show. Not just big matches, which are already announced. I mean, besides that, something major has to go down that's going to have people talking the rest of the week into the following episode. You know what I mean? It feels like we're going back to the old school days, the Attitude Era, where it's like can't miss television. You know what I mean? There was always that you're a kid watching Monday Night Raw. The next day at school, you and your friends are talking about what happened, and you're thinking, man, what's going to happen next week? You know what I mean? Because this is like during an era where we didn't have a SmackDown on a Thursday night or you know what I mean, or a WCW Thunder. I think Thunder started like in 98.
Yeah, a little bit later on, bro.
Later on, but you know what I mean? Like it was like you had to wait week to week to see
bro.
Next. You know what I mean?
Man, I remember as a kid watching USA. And they had a fire angle on Monday Night Raw. You go to bed, you can't sleep, man. You trying to go to sleep for school. Mama tell you, well, you better go to sleep. I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking about, man, bro, he super kicked old boy right in his face. He ain't dead, man, bro. What they gonna do? What they gonna do next week, man? Exactly. Stone Cold, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? You know, that's all you was thinking, bro. That's all you could think about, man.
That's what I'm saying too, man. It's like, how could you like even concentrate the next day at school when something crazy went down on Monday Night Raw the past night? You know what I mean? Or even Nitro, because Nitro had its moments too, man. I ain't trying to take anything away from WCW, bro. You know, like they had their moments too.
Bro, as soon as we got back into the yard, like especially in middle school, as soon as we got back in the yard, say, bro, you saw Nitro yesterday?
That's
man, you
right.
know I saw Nitro. Why you gonna sit here and ask me that, bro? And they know we all, man, especially high school. We had a math teacher that was so down for wrestling. You get him talking about anything, and next thing you know, the first 30 minutes of class are gone. Gone. You get him talking. Say, Mr. A, you saw Raw last night? He'd be like, bro, if you smell, next thing you know, 30 minutes, we look at each other. 30 minutes is done. 30 minutes of class is already accounted for just talking about wrestling.
That's what's up, dude. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't really have any teachers like that. Not until like I got to like middle school. Like, like not because I like whenever I started getting into wrestling, I was still like, oh my God, I think I was like fifth or sixth grade.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
like, yeah, we didn't have like a real big group of dudes talking about wrestling till middle school. But like in high school, that same group times like dang near the whole school. Because every time you would walk up, until we started having to wear uniforms my senior year, every time you walk up and down the hall, about 90% of the kids had wrestling T-shirts on. Me and this one dude, we used to always see each other in the hallway. I ain't know this dude from Steve, but I always knew that was the kid that had the other Sting shirt, just like mine.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
He's always smart-eyed, this dude. I used to be like, how dare he wear the same? How dare he get the same Sting? I like your taste, bro, but how dare this dude have the same Sting shirt as me?
Right, man. Larry B in the chat room again said I missed those early shows of Nitro, and then NWO actually became WCW. I think oh man, you remember that night that they took over Nitro, and it was NWO Monday Nitro. Fire. That shit was dope. And man, you know what? I don't know if anybody out there follows, What Culture Wrestling, the YouTube channel. But they usually put on some pretty decent like countdown episodes dedicated to great moments in wrestling. And they just recently did a top 50 best moments of WCW. And one of the moments, man, really took me back. I don't know if anybody remembers this, Larry B. I don't know if you remember this, but when the NWO factions were battling for Sting, and it looked like Sting was going to join the white and black NWO, and then he turned on Hogan, body slammed the Giant, a.k.a. the Big Show, and then he ripped that white NWO shirt to reveal the NWO red and black, the Wolf Pack. Hell yeah. And then he did the Too Sweet with Lex Luger, Conan, and Kevin Nash. And then the next week after that, Sting came out for the first time ever with the red and black face paint instead of that signature white and black. And that shit was dope. And we had like that NWO Civil War between NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, baby. Too sweet, baby.
Hell yeah. And no, I don't care what anybody says. NWO Wolfpack's entrance theme is still one of the sickest themes out there. That beat was sick.
Yeah, that beat was cooking, bro.
Hell yeah, man. That shit was dope. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Yeah, look at Larry. He said, I remember that. He's like, bro, go to WWE shop, bro. They still sell them, man. They still sell the white and black, the red and black. They still sell all NWO merch. They even got hats, too.
I seen the Sting t-shirt. I seen the same Sting t-shirt I had, the red and black, with the red and black mask on, bro. Yeah. Like, that's my shirt. That's my shirt.
Right? Bro, and Larry, bro, they even sell LWO t-shirts still, obviously, because they brought it back. But, I mean, even before they brought it back, you can still buy LWO t-shirts on WWE Shop. They sell a lot of those retro stuff like from the WCW days still, which is cool. I mean, I feel like that's the cool thing about WWE owning, certain old wrestling things, because you can still get some old school stuff out of it. You know what I mean? Oh man, we got just a little bit of wrestling news before we jump into the year-end stuff, because I really wanted to focus on that today. But got an update. I think this is something that a lot of wrestling fans would love to hear. We have an update on the status and health of Luchasaurus, aka Killswitch. So, Austin Mattelson, known to AEW fans as Luchasaurus, who later became Killswitch. He just recently had a very scary medical incident, which left him, away from professional wrestling business for quite some time. And it was like kind of up in the air, like what was going on with him. Fast forward to today, and we're hearing reports that Austin is doing much better. And he credits AEW for, quote unquote, saving his life by sending him home before something potentially life-threatening happened. It is reported that he is working his way back to a wrestling return, but there is no timetable for that yet. So that's the update from him directly. He seems to be in good graces, so that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. It's always good when we get some good news in professional wrestling, because wrestling is usually just full of so many terrible things. It's actually nice to hear some nice news coming out of that. So that's awesome. I'm glad to hear Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus, is on the mend, and hopefully one day he'll be back in a wrestling ring sooner rather than later. So awesome to hear that.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy to hear that he's just, doing better, healthy. Because last time we got a report from him, it seemed bad, man. Like, forget wrestling, it didn't seem like he was gonna make it.
I know. I was getting scary. It was like I was starting to rethink. I know we just celebrated his birthday actually yesterday. I believe it was his birthday, or no, it wasn't his birthday. I'm sorry, it was the anniversary. Yeah, it was the anniversary of his passing, Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper, and I was getting those kind of vibes hearing that about Luchasaurus, and I was like, oh no, not another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And shout out to everybody that showed Brody Lee some love on social media, man. That guy, I feel like he falls into the Eddie Guerrero, Owen Hart legendary status of no one says an ill word about either one of them, and you never hear anybody speaking ill of Brody Lee. You know what I mean? Or Bray Wyatt. I mean, I feel like there's like those 4 core wrestlers now who have passed on. Nobody ever says anything ill about them ever. Brody, Owen, Eddie, and Bray. You know what I mean? They're a class above a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that shows you how connective wrestling is. Like, as fans, we may be kind of tribalistic and stuff, but these wrestlers, there's like a brotherhood, sisterhood. It's like family, man.
That's
almost
right.
like a fraternity. You saw when Brody passed, you saw how many people rallied around him and his family and them kids and stuff, and how many people were sharing stories and didn't know they was connect. They never wrestled together, never wrestled in the same company, but they all knew Brody. They was all connected. Whether you worked the indies and never made it big, or whether you worked at AEW, or whether you know him from WWE, and they was all connected in their relationship with him.
Yeah.
And the same way with Bray, they was all connected in their relationship with him. So that shows you how connected. Like, man, sometimes you gotta, don't worry about the name or the letters on the company, man. It's about these people, these performers out here, man. And shout out to Killswitch / Luchasaurus. I'm glad to hear he's doing fine, doing better.
Yeah.
Like, if he wrestles again, icing on the cake. I'm just happy that he's still with us and he's doing good, better.
Right. We got another health update, sort of, from another wrestler that's out, not with an illness, but with an injury. The former WWE champion, leader of the OC, the phenomenal AJ Styles, was recently at center stage, backstage at the recent TNA tapings in Atlanta, since that's where Final Resolution took place, and then they did some TV tapings the next night. It says Styles wasn't in a cast while he was backstage visiting with some friends and colleagues, but and he wasn't even in a boot or on crutches, but he still wasn't 100%. And right now, there's still no time frame for his return. But I guess, that's still positive in a way. He's not, he's not limping around or anything like that, or or needing the use of a crutch, or God forbid, like a little scooter or a wheelchair to push himself around. So that's good to hear. Hopefully, man, I hope to see AJ come back, and if he gets a final run, or if it's like to where like he has to do a one and done type of thing. I feel like AJ deserves to go out, no pun intended, in style. You know what I mean? So I believe he deserves it for his time. I know he hasn't been in WWE, as long as his time with TNA was, but he mapped out a career, probably one of the best rookie years. I feel like AJ Styles had one of the best rookie years in WWE compared to Kurt Angle's. I would say Kurt Angle for sure. And then there's Brock Lesnar. I almost forget. Like, Kurt, Brock, and AJ probably have some of the best rookie years of any WWE superstar. Kurt, in his rookie year, he was Intercontinental Champion, European Champion, King of the Ring, and then he capped it off with the WWE Championship by beating The Rock. And then you have Brock Lesnar winning King of the Ring, coming in undefeated, just a complete, utter badass. becoming WWE champion at SummerSlam just 2 months later after winning the King of the Ring, also by defeating The Rock. So funny that way. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he was just the way they pushed him was insane. Like, I don't think WWE had ever really pushed anybody at that point like that. You know what I mean? Until like, you know, years later, you get like guys like Cena and Roman, but Brock was definitely like that prototype of that kind of push. You know what I mean? That monster push, as you know, that people like to say. And then,
man, he was destroying dudes like on a weekly basis. I remember when he was beefing with both the Hardy Boys.
Oh my God, dude! He took that
he was
crazy
destroying them
shot
on a regular basis.
Dude, when he took that crazy chair shot to the face, if anybody's never seen that, that shit is gnarly. Larry, if you're still in the chat room, you need to look this up on YouTube later. Don't do it right now. Watch our show. but, later on, look up the Hardys versus Brock Lesnar chair shot. Jeff Hardy, I'm surprised Brock didn't have a concussion from this because he took a chair like straight to the face. I mean, and it wasn't the whole chair. It was like the hard part that your back sits against, not the part that you sit on. You know what I'm talking about? The
part of the back. Yeah.
That's the part that hit Brock right directly in the face. And he didn't even fall over. He just took it straight. He's just like this, and I don't know. That's one of the gnarliest chair shots I think I've ever seen ever. And then here we come to AJ Styles, his rookie year. He debuts at the Royal Rumble, huge pop. You know, it was a Royal Rumble 2016. He wrestles Chris Jericho in a pretty good match at WrestleMania. He has an awesome feud with Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at the time, giving Roman some of the best matches he's had up until that recent memory at that point. And this is when we were in the mega push of Roman Reigns trying to be a babyface when everyone and their mama was like, this ain't it. And then, you know, and then AJ goes heel and feuds with John Cena, and who knew that these guys would have the chemistry that they would have, and they have the match of the year that year at SummerSlam. I named it on my show here whenever I did the IE Sports Radio 10th anniversary week. I did one match per year that was always voted the best match of the year, or I personally thought was the best match for that year and during the 10 years that we've been around IE Sports Radio. And I chose AJ Styles versus John Cena for that year of 2016 at SummerSlam because that match was just, it was magic. I mean, I thought there was nothing wrong with that match. Top to bottom, I feel like that match is flawless. And then we get to the fall of 2016, and AJ Styles is the WWE champion, defeating Dean Ambrose. I mean, for a guy that nobody thought would ever come to the WWE, he was homegrown, pretty much TNA talent. Nobody ever thought he was coming. I don't even think Vince, he was never on Vince's radar, but the guy got over, and I think he got the wink and the nod from Cena after their feud. And I think, you know, Vince, you know, at the time, I'm sure he, and probably still, really valued Cena's opinion about guys that he worked with. And I bet Cena had a lot to do with that. I'm just like, hey, this guy deserves a run with the gold. You know what I mean? And he did. He gave it to him. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like a one and done because, you know, AJ would win it again. You know, finally ending that reign of terror of Jinder Mahal. You know what I mean? And AJ can really he holds a record that nobody else in ever in the WWE has ever had. He's the only WWE superstar to win the WWE championship on foreign soil, because the WWE title has never changed hands anywhere but here in the United States until AJ defeated Jinder Mahal in England on that SmackDown taping. So, I mean, I feel like AJ Styles' career is definitely warrants a legendary send-off. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's about right, man. Like, he's been cooking ever since he got in here. Like, I remember when he first pulled up at the Rumble, and I was like,
oh,
because I have been following him in TNA for the longest, man.
Yeah,
and he always been that dude. He was putting on crazy matches in TNA.
Oh yeah,
and man, you was like,
he was the workhorse, man. He was the backbone.
Word, man. That's before Joe got there. That's before Angle and the main event Mafia pulled up. He was that dude.
He was.
So yeah, I hope he I'm glad to see he's walking without the boot and the cast and everything, and I hope he's able to come back and cook. Cause man, Son was looking. Hey, I'm fully in tune with my masculinity that I can say Son came back ripped.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was. Yeah, when he came back just before the Royal Rumble earlier this year, I was like, "What the fuck? What is AJ doing? What's he been doing?" You know what I mean? Like that.
Like he was in prison, bro. Like he was on an episode of Prison Break.
Right?
This cat out here pumping that iron till I was swole up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, he came back all swole. Like I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, okay, AJ, I see you.
He said, "Man, forget this cruiserweight stuff."
Right? Oh man. Man. So I guess it's not really wrestling news. It's more entertainment news, but it involves a wrestler. It was announced by herself on her X account, Becky Lynch. She has been cast in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, and it's already been renewed for a season 2 on Paramount Plus, even though season 1 hasn't even premiered yet. But she will be a part of that cast of the first season. So I guess that's what she's been doing since she's been, off of WWE television. So she's been filming the first season of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. So if you're a fan of Star Trek, check out Becky Lynch, the former WWE Raw Women's Champion, former WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, former NXT Women's Champion. The man is now a part of Starfleet. So boom, live long and prosper.
Man, that's wild because I just seen her yesterday on YouTube. I don't know who was promoting it, but she was on they were doing some kind of unboxing of Magic cards, like Magic the Gathering.
Who was doing
and
that?
It was her and Zolo Murder Buena from Cobra Kai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they was unboxing Magic cards, and he was kind of walking her through how you play Magic and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is like two things I never see come together. And I was like, all right.
So random.
Like, you got wrestling, you got Cobra Kai. I'm like, that works for me. So I sat there and watched, and I was like, man, this is pretty dope.
Okay, so Larry put a scenario for us in the chat room. He said, if the Click would have left for WCW, fill in the blank, they would have just been, they pretty much were. Three-fifths of the Click were in WCW. You had X-Pac, you had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and they were the NWO. So if Triple H and Shawn Michaels had followed, they would have also just been in the NWO, most likely.
Bro, that would have been pretty wild to think about, man.
I feel like that's what would have happened.
Them two in the NWO.
I mean,
because I remember for a while they had like these wild rumors. Because they even talked about it like on air that Shawn Michaels is going to show up in WCW. Shawn Michaels is going to show up in WCW. I'm like, who said that? Who started that? We did.
Yeah, I know. There was a time, Larry, and anyone else watching in the chat room or watching live, I'm going to give you all a little history lesson just real quick. I'm going to try and downsize it as much as I can. There was a time back in 1997 when Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels didn't really get along. For anyone that doesn't know that, you've been living under a freaking rock forever. So there was a time where Shawn Michaels made a comment and he accused Bret Hart of having a extramarital affair live on Monday Night Raw when he claimed that Bret Hart had seen some sunny days, and it was like he was saying that Bret was involved with WWE diva at the time, Sunny. And Bret didn't take that too kindly. And the very next week on Raw, Bret and Shawn got into a fight where Bret ripped out a chunk of Shawn's hair and basically kicked Shawn's ass. And then Shawn Michaels ran into Vince's office where Jim Cornette and I think Bruce Prichard and I think that douchebag Vince Russo were all like having a collective meeting, and Shawn drops his chunk of hair on the fucking table and was just like, I quit. I want to be fired. You need to let me out of my contract. And this is an unsafe working environment, you know, and he wanted to go to WCW and be with his friends because he was so miserable. And Vince was just like, nope. He's like, Vince's reason, like, it wasn't just a nope. Like, Vince gave him a reason. He was just like, they wouldn't know what to do with you, Sean. They wouldn't know what to do with you. You would just be a guy amongst, you know, you would just be one of many. You wouldn't stand out like you do here. And as much of a creep as Vince McMahon came to be, and probably has always been, I have to agree, because Sean definitely wouldn't have gotten the treatment there that he got at the WWF at the time. Same with Brett, because we all know how Brett's career went when he went to WCW.
Oh.
He was the hottest fucking thing going, especially coming off of the Montreal Screwjob. Brett could have been fucking selling out arenas for forever. I mean, or shit, at least for the foreseeable future if they had pushed him right. But they brought him in as a fucking referee for Larry Sabisco versus Eric Bischoff at Starrcade 97, where he could have been thrown into any feud and it would have been the hottest thing going, WCW. You know what I mean? But you know, Bischoff, I guess, just saw Brett as just another guy to take from Vince. And then, I mean, Brett got paid well, but he didn't do really anything of note that entire time he was there. And Brett said that multiple times, that he regrets going there. Like, he wished he didn't go there. He never wanted to in the first place. You know, it was like,
Vince forced his hand.
Yeah, Vince had to force his hand because Vince came to him and said he couldn't pay him the contract that he agreed to, because I think the contract that he had originally agreed to with WWF was like $1 million a year for 20 years. Oh. It was something insane. Like, I'm going to pay you $1 million a year for 20 years. And this is when WWF wasn't doing well. And so Vince had to just be like, look, I can't afford you. And I think you should go to WCW, see what they're offering. And he got a great deal. I think, what was it, $3 million per year for 3 years or something like that? Like, Brett ended up making like $9 million over the course of 3 years to wrestle. This is
at that time, it was crazy.
You know, this is before inflation. This is 1998 money. Okay. You know, like, so yeah, that's the little scenario. So, of that, Larry's putting it up. What would have WWE done had the whole clique went there? I think WWE still would have been just fine, because they didn't really pay no mind to WCW all the time. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they focused on what they were doing week in and week out. It wasn't like Bischoff. It wasn't like Bischoff always like looking for a sign that said like Vince fears Bischoff, or quoting himself as the king of wrestling, coming down from the rafters on a fucking motorcycle wearing a crown. You know what I mean? I feel like Bischoff was way more vocal in his celebrations every time WCW had a victory over WWE than WWF were. You didn't see Vince like coming out there wearing a crown, saying the same. You know, he wasn't doing the same shit. You know what I mean? I mean, they had moments like
I don't know, man. I don't know. You forgetting about the Huckster and the Nacho Man.
That was really early on. That was like 96. That was like 96 though.
Billionaire Ted. Billionaire Ted.
That was like what?
Those videos used to be hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that they never did it. I'm just saying they didn't do it as much. You know what I mean?
They did a whole series of them videos, bro. They still on YouTube. I watched them a year ago. Them things are still on YouTube, bro. Look, not gonna do it, brother. No way, brother.
Doesn't work.
The Huckster and Nacho Man and Billionaire Ted.
That's what. Oh man, yeah, and
the thing was hilarious, bro.
I know this goes without saying, but I was very pleasantly pleased to see that after fucking Hogan walked that douchebag out to the octagon on Saturday night, he got his ass fucking whoops. Colby Covington, right? That's his name, that douchebag. He got his ass whooped in the octagon on Saturday night. Yeah. So that makes me happy.
Man, bro, to think about it, man, I don't know how WWE would have been because they wouldn't have done DX. They would have never had DX. And of course, you still would have had Stone Cold and The Rock, but you always need, your good always needs your bad. And we always know, you had The Rock, you also gotta have Triple H.
That's true.
They go hand in hand, bro. They's handcuffed together forever. And if you wouldn't have had Triple H or DX all them years, like DX did a lot of stuff. DX was cooking, man. Whether it was heels or faces, they was cooking during the Monday Night Wars, bro.
Yeah.
Man, what would have happened if you wouldn't have had that?
That's true. I mean, and the catalyst really for that was it was like it all kind of happened all at once. Stone Cold winning the title at WrestleMania 14, Shawn's out, and then X-Pac comes back on the night after WrestleMania. Like nobody saw him coming back. I mean, this is before the dirt sheets. Bro, that
was wild. He popped up.
Yeah, when he showed up, Triple H, he cut that famous promo. It's like, you turn to your buddies, you turn to your blood, you turn to the clique. And then he did that, and then here comes X-Pac. He wasn't even called X-Pac yet. They're just like, oh, look who's back, the kid. And he was just the kid. Because he was, when he left the company, he was the 1, 2, 3 kid,
Yeah.
And X-Pac, man, he was dumb, man. I was such a big fan of X-Pac. I still am. I like X-Pac. I know a lot of people aren't keen on X-Pac too much. I always liked X-Pac, man. He never really bothered me none at all.
Yeah, especially in the later days and stuff. He, a lot more vocal about it. The business as a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting back to the business as a whole, I mess with him. Yeah.
And I loved his famous. I loved that promo. His return promo was dope. Like when he came back and got on the mic, and he goes, "And Hulk Hogan said I couldn't cut the mustard." Yeah. And then he said, the only reason that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash aren't standing here today is because Eric Bischoff said he would sue them. And they all, and it was widely known. It's widely known now that Nash and Hall, it was just money that made them go to WCW. They were unhappy.
Right.
A lot of the time
bro.
And if they could have went, can you imagine let's put a scenario out there. Can you imagine if Hall and Nash left with Pac? And they all joined DX, you probably wouldn't have got the New Age Outlaws because you would have had the Outsiders in DX.
Woo, bruh. If you would have telling me these three is fixing to come back that Monday night, bruh.
Shit.
You gotta play. Hey, you gotta do that rockabilly thing for a little bit longer, bro. Sorry, Road Dogg. You gotta be the roadie a little bit longer, bro.
Right. Sorry, Road Dogg. You gotta keep singing that. Come and be my baby tonight.
Come and be my baby. Ooh, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You tell me Hall and Nash about to come, and not the fake Hall and Nash, the real deal.
Hall and Nash, yeah. I don't. And see, that's another scenario. Would they come back and revert right back to Diesel and Razor, or would they just be Hall and Nash?
That's true. That's true.
You never know.
Man,
you never know. The great scenarios. Even there was a time for people. A lot of people don't know this. Taker has talked about this on his podcast. Taker almost went to WCW. He thought about it.
That's true. Yeah.
And he said that if he had gone, he would have done something similar to the American Badass, which he would eventually do in WWE, because the Undertaker is a character just like Diesel and Razor. Yeah. And it's owned by the WWF, so he couldn't be the Undertaker in WCW. So he would have done something similar to the American Badass, been a biker character in WCW. But luckily he didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember hearing the story about how he came up. Well, not he, but how the Undertaker character came up when he first left WCW as Mean Mark, when he first left and came to WWE and WWF at the time, and he talked to Vince that night, and he was like, "Okay, what do you got? What do you got planned for me?" He's like, "Okay, hear me out," and he explained it to me. He's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, we got to shout out our boy, the host of the Yinzer Report, Ralph Calise is in the chat room. He said, happy holidays to the IE Sports Radio Wrestling Show, SoCal Saint and T5. Can I get a yeet? Bro, you already know, bro.
You already know, bro.
You already know, brother. Yeet! Hell yeah, bro. And happy holidays to you too, man. It's good to see you in the chat room, bro. Always nice to see you watching the show, man. Much love to you, Ralph. Oh, man, we got 180 strong in the chat room right now. Oh, man. Oh, man, real quick. What's another? Oh, okay. Since we're still on the subject of, like, what-if scenarios with WCW, one more. Here's one more. I recently learned this on hey, Larry B's getting into it. Yeet. Hell yeah. I recently learned this from Undertaker. No, actually, I learned this from a one of those shoot interviews with Sean Oliver used to do.
Yeah.
And I think it was with The Godfather, and he talked about this. And Godfather was originally supposed to be a member of the NWO. When they brought in DiBiase and X-Pac, he was supposed to be the next man. He was supposed to be the enforcer for the NWO. I forget what the issue was. He didn't get back to Eric Bischoff in time or something like that, he said. And that's when Virgil showed up in the NWO as the head of security of the NWO as Vincent. And apparently he agreed to a lot less money than what they would have had to pay the Godfather.
I bet he did.
And then Godfather ended up going back to WWE as a member of the Nation of Domination as Kama Mustafa. So without him, see, if he had,
which worked out, bro.
If that had not happened, Kama wouldn't have been in the Nation, and he wouldn't have eventually transformed into the Godfather. So a lot of what if scenarios, man. The multiverse of wrestling is out there.
Bro, the what ifs, the 6 degrees of separation, the what ifs, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. Of course, we would have never got the APA, bro.
Exactly. We never got the APA.
Crazy.
Look at Larry. He's shocked. What? The Godfather part of the NWO? Yeah, he almost was. If he didn't take too long to sign on the dotted line, he's probably too busy hitting them fatties and you know how he used to do, hitting them fatties and sitting aboard the whoo train. And the hell yeah. That's right. Ralph's pointing out that our colors represent the NWO. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's right. Oh man, yeah, because you know why, Ralph? Because when you're NWO for life. Hell yeah. Shit, we're gonna take a quick little break. Let's hear from some of our awesome affiliates here at iSports Radio, and when we return, we're going to get into the nitty gritty. We're going to jump right into, we're going to do quick reviews of Saturday night's main event, TNA Final Resolution, and then we're going to jump right into our year-end review. I'm excited. I can't wait to reveal the winners of the polls that I put on the official IE Wrestling Show's page, and our picks for the top 10 matches of 2024. Stay tuned, guys. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Hey yo, what's up? It's your man Bishop, the voice of This Is KC Sports, the show where we go over the Chiefs, the Royals, KC Current, Sporting KC, MU, and oh yeah, if we got time, we'll even throw in some of that KU stuff for my people on the 913 South. Come and hang out with us every Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Yins Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports. And I will update you on all that's black and gold and have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
What's good, IE Sports Radio fans? We are back here live on the IE Wrestling Show. We just gave some love to our awesome Kansas City sports show. This is KC Sports, and of course the Yinzer Report for our boy Ralph Calise. Hell yeah, y'all, man. So some stuff went down this past weekend. Friday the 13th was TNA Final Resolution. One of my picks, I was very happy. Joe Hendry won the number one contendership match. He's going to get another shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship next month, right here in my backyard in Garland, Texas, at the Curtis Culwell Center at TNA Genesis against the reigning champion who defeated AJ Francis in the main event, Nick Nemeth. It's the rematch from Bound for Glory. Joe Hendry. Yes, I believe too, Larry. There goes Larry. I believe. That's right. Joe Hendry gets another shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Nick Nemeth in the main event at TNA Genesis. And then, but I feel like something happened at the pay-per-view that overshadowed the entire event, especially social media-wise. Woo! During Grace's match against Rosemary, someone came out through the crowd with a coat and a mask. We didn't see who it was. Took out Jordan Grace and then revealed themselves to be Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, so for those who don't know who Tessa Blanchard is, she is the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Tully Blanchard, original member of the Four Horsemen. But controversially wise, she is the former only female to ever hold the TNA World Heavyweight Championship when it was known as the Impact Wrestling World Title. But amid controversy, the night before she won that championship from Sami Callihan back in January of 2020, a lot of not so good things came out about her, and there was a lot of receipts. So it was kind of hard to listen to her quote unquote denial. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of women that came for her and said, no, this happened. And yes, you did this. And no, you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? You don't deserve all that's coming to you in your career because you are a piece of
they came for her.
Yeah.
They came for her. One person stepped out, then the rest of them, oh no, she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, she didn't. And they came for her that night.
Even current WWE superstar Chelsea Green even got thrown into the mix. But she wasn't even a WWE superstar at the time, but she even came with receipts as well, in agreement with what was coming out about her. So to make a long story short, basically, Tessa Blanchard I bet she regrets this to this day, that she made this tweet about how women in wrestling should support each other, should be there for each other, should have each other's backs, right? And then a wrestler who she bullied both physically and racially, let's throw that in there because that's exactly what happened, racially, came out and was just like, that's funny that you say that because you're a piece of shit. And you're doing the opposite.
Bro, it wasn't even her at first. It was like somebody who was close to the situation.
Yeah.
And then two old girl, they felt like, this story needed to be told. So they tagged her in the thing, and next thing you know, the whole floodgates came out. Like allegations of bullying, allegations of being a mad racist and stuff. Yeah. And everybody at the time, she was dating Ricochet, so you was like, really?
Oh man, yeah, really? That put her in some sort of that put him in.
That made people kind of question it, because he was like, ain't she dating a black dude?
Right.
But then you started getting a lot of girls with receipts coming out, and they was like, hey, I was there, and she did this, and she treated this one person. So you was getting like bullying. Mm-hmm. Then you was getting like being mad racist on top of that, and all the girls was coming together like. It was almost like the evolution. It was almost like the women's evolution pay-per-view. They all came out at the same time, holding hands. I was like, dang, this don't look good for you, sister. I'm out.
They came together. That tweet she put out, it happened, but against her. They all came together. So it came true, but they came for her. You know what I mean? And it definitely overshadowed the fact that she became the first ever female to hold the TNA heavyweight championship. And
then on top of that, that didn't even last long, because then she started doing like wild, spicy stuff. She took the belt, went to Mexico, and wasn't coming back.
Yeah, wouldn't come back. Yeah, so they ended up stripping her of the title. And her career it really put a detriment on her career, because it was like wrestling in high school gym. She went from like a huge prospect that a lot of people thought would have ended up signing with either AEW or WWE to just being persona non grata. Like she was, untouchable. You know what I mean? So she was wrestling in high school gyms, and I guess basically whoever would book her, I guess. And she was recently working in CMLL. She even held a championship there, but now that title has been vacated with her debut on TNA's Final Resolution, her re-debut, so to speak. And then there's still stuff coming out. A lot of people are not happy about it. Jordan Grace apparently has stated that. And I feel like this is going to be even more of a catalyst for Jordan Grace to be like, all right, if I got to work with her and I got to put her over, I'm deuces, and you'll see me in Women's Royal Rumble this January or February. It's almost like it's without a shadow of a doubt Jordan's leaving. Once this program with Tessa is over, she's not staying. It's a foregone conclusion that she's signing with WWE. After.
Bro, it's not even that. It's the fact the way they went about it. Right. Folks that needed to know, like you go production meetings and stuff like that before pre-match meetings. Like, okay, we're gonna work this angle. So and so is gonna come from under the ring. So and so go bam bam bam. They folks that needed to know didn't know. They did not tell the women and the people, producers, whoever was in charge. They didn't tell them. Not even before the match. They didn't know till they got there.
Right, exactly.
But that was all going down. Yeah. So you like, well, time out. What? And that, like you said, hey, I'm gonna put this cat over. I'm outie. I'm up and outie, man. That's gonna break a lot of trust.
Yeah.
You openly knew it wasn't like kind of like how AEW and WWE do it. Like they go hide somebody backstage, they put the hood over it. They doing it so the dirt sheets won't get to it and go snitching and tell everybody. They want to get that pop. Mm-hmm. They want to get that surprise. Like WWE with the CM. Well, not CM Punk, but like AJ Styles and Jordan Grace for a minute. Jordan Grace, a lot of people did not know she was going to be in the Rumble. First Rumble she did.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, exactly. So when you heard that siren, you was like, wait, hey, I knew that siren. And then she stepped up. That's a good example. Mm-hmm. Now what TNA did, they didn't trust. Not that they didn't trust the dirt sheets or something like that snitching. No, they didn't want the talent to find out, because they actively knew how they were gonna feel about her.
Right.
So yeah, that breaks a lot of trust, especially in that knockouts division, where a lot of them are indie girls, and they had the chance. They worked with Tessa. Some of them worked with Tessa when she was around the first time in TNA. Some of them worked with her on the indies when she was out here being wild and spicy and stuff. So,
yeah, I know. It's TNA's been doing some of their best work all year long. The partnership with NXT and WWE has been really beneficial for them. I mean, hell, Joe Hendry went viral whenever he showed up on NXT, and I feel like Joe, if he's not winning the title next month, I feel like he's going to be another person that deuces once his contract comes up. Josh Alexander, his contract's about to come up. And then not only that, just to add the icing on the worrisome cake, I guess, for TNA fans, TNA, they've been there's been a lot of reports coming out about TNA recently, just within the last couple days. They're losing a lot of people, and apparently it's due to budget cuts, like pay cuts are being asked of these wrestlers, and they're just like, how about no? And I'll just go somewhere else. Like Kushida is gone. He's done.
Yeah, he's going back to New Japan.
He's going back to New Japan.
He was doing split. He was doing New Japan, TNA. Now he's just doing New Japan.
Exactly. Now he's just going back strictly to New Japan. Trent Seven has gave his notice. He's deuces out. Jade Chung, the ring announcer and wife of Josh Alexander, is deuced out. She's gone. AJ Francis' contract is coming up, and apparently he's done. And apparently Rhino, the reason why he left TNA after being inducted into their Hall of Fame was because they asked a pay cut of him, and he was just like, I'm good. I'm out too. So
yeah, Josh Alexander, he gonna test that water.
I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, like if they're doing the best business they've done in almost a decade, they're selling out every pay-per-view they've done pretty much all year long. Every pay-per-view has been a sellout since January.
Yeah.
What is going on? If these are just rumors, mind you. These are just rumors.
Bro.
What's going on with the books? Something's not adding up here.
That's like some more wild Dixie stuff, bro. Dixie Carter stuff. Wild.
Why are you asking pay cuts of your wrestlers if you're doing the best business you've done in over 10 years? You can't pay these guys and girls? What's going on?
So you can pay to bring in JBL and do like the same thing for like 3 damn pay-per-views, but you can't pay for certain dudes? Come on now, man. What's going on? It was real.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then okay, I'm getting off the topic here a little bit, but another thing that was pissing off some people that happened over the weekend too was you pull Ricky Starks from GCW shows, but you send Chris Jericho to GCW and attack Matt Cardona and Effie. And I don't really know what the idea of that was. I know like Matt Cardona and Jericho have a thing going on now, I guess that's why, but I don't understand why Ricky had to be the sacrificial lamb for that. And Ricky tweeted out a picture of him sitting behind a chair drinking, looked like a cup of scotch, and he was just like, okay, basically just like, that's how we're gonna play it. Like he kind of gave that attitude, like this is how we're gonna do things now. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, and I know a lot of people are just like, what the fuck is going on? Why? What?
That is wild, and that's just wild because the whole thing was, Effie made the comments about AEW and Tony Khan's father.
Yes, exactly.
Out here catching strays and stuff. So, of course, they talked about pulling talent, Ricky Starks and other people from the GCW shows. Now, all of a sudden, you got Chris Jericho popping up in GCW, attacking the dude that made the comments, and Matt Cardona, who's going to be challenging Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. He's been on Ring of Honor TV. So now you're like, 2, 3, carry the 4, carry the 1, minus the 3. What's really going on?
Exactly. It doesn't add up for me.
Yeah, that's like some people wanted to take GCW side. Some people want to take AEW side. Now you're sitting over there seeing them hold hands, tra la la. And you're like, okay, man, what's really going on? Hey, that's why I try to steer clear of that stuff, man, because it don't make no sense above my pay grade, brother.
Yeah, this one is definitely above my pay grade this time too. So, yeah, we're gonna tread water on that one. So, all right, let's just jump right into Saturday night's main event real quick because I really want to get to that year-end stuff, man. So, Saturday night's main event, overall, decent show. I'd give it a B+, maybe even an A-. Pretty damn good opener with oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought. What was the opening match? Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, decent match. It was awesome to see Jesse the Body Ventura in Jesse the Body Ventura form with the leopard print coat and the boas. Like Jesse, for somebody who's been out of the loop professional wrestling wise, he must have did some studying, some research prior, because he was dope on commentary, especially during the main event, man. Like
that man was on the network
Jesse
during his
about, man. Jesse was schooling everybody. Jesse was showing how it was done, being the heel play-by-play guy, man. Like that was awesome. It was cool. It was a nice return to form for Jesse the Body Ventura. It was cool seeing Pat McAfee back. I did not expect to see Pat. That was cool. A nice little surprise. Man, that crowd was sold out, baby, at the Nassau Coliseum. There was not an empty seat anywhere in that place. It was completely top to bottom. There was heads and asses in every seat. You know what I mean? Liv and Io had a pretty decent match. Liv, of course, retaining the title, which I figured she would. I was very happy. The United States tournament final for the women's United States Championship. Meechin and Chelsea were the two picks we wanted, and they made it into the main event match. And Chelsea Green, she did it. Congratulations to Chelsea Green becoming the inaugural WWE Women's United States Champion. It would have been dope to see Meechin win it. I mean, I was kind of split. I know me and you both said that. We were split on who was going to win. But damn it, Chelsea did it. I was so happy to see her win the title. I like the little tribute she paid to her husband, Matt Cardona, with the way her tights were. Very reminiscent of early Zack Ryder style. And did you see that little spot in the match where she did the LI looking like she was about to hit the Rough Rider?
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, too, to see that. Man, shout out to Meechin. She was representing her alma mater, that HBCU that she used to go to. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it right now. Somebody pointed it out on X, and I can't think of it. But the colors of her gear and her Letterman's jacket was from the HBCU that she used to go to. What's up? Why are you looking at me like that?
Who?
You. You're looking at me like I said something wrong.
Oh, no, I'm leaning back, bro. I'm chilling and stuff, bro.
Okay. My bad. The Gunther World Championship triple threat with Priest and Balor, I thought that was cool. It ended a lot faster than I thought it would, but that ending was pretty dope. Powerbomb on the steel stairs. Gunther runs in there, fucking drop kicks Finn right into a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Gunther was just like, I did that. He was like fucking Drago in there, bro. Gunther survives another title defense, still the reigning world heavyweight champion coming into the new year. And then the main event, Kevin Owens, one of the, if not the biggest heel right now on the roster today, challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. And just like we expected, man, that beautiful, beautiful winged eagle WWE Championship around the waist of Cody Rhodes. That is my favorite championship of design besides my Eddie Guerrero undisputed 2002 era title. I absolutely love the winged eagle, man. I love that title design, and you could just see how happy Cody was to have that around his waist. And it was cool for them to use that for this special occasion. The whole retro theme of the event with a retro championship used in the place of the current design for the WWE undisputed title. Man, they had the match of the night, in my opinion. Cody and KO, man. A lot of crazy spots in that match. and Jesse on commentary, which was like, "Is Cody going to use that chair? He's cheating!" Like he's just pointing it out. You know what I mean? Like pointing out like Cody straight up cheated to beat Kevin Owens with the crossroads on the steel chair. He's like, "That's your champion. That's a champion you can be proud of. A cheater." You know, like, oh man. And then the show ends, goes off the air, but then the biggest thing happens off air. Cody looks like he's about to give a speech to the crowd, and then here comes KO decking Cody. It was, if anybody hasn't seen this, you need to go and search for it online. It's on social media. KO attacks Cody and then hits his package pile driver. We haven't seen that since his ROH. He hits Cody in the package pile driver, drops him right on his head, and man, the effect it had, the crowd, the shock and awe of it all, just the way that WWE is trying to return certain moves back to their devastation, it just makes me so proud to be a wrestling fan. I fucking love that. Like, Randy Orton still ain't back from a pile driver, and now Cody Rhodes apparently has some sort of cervical spinal issue or whatever because of the package pile driver. And you can believe that's possible because that shit looked devastating. I mean, the Kevin Owens didn't give – there was no giving that. You know what I mean? He fucking dropped him, bro.
Oh, yeah, he know how to do – it is one thing to do that regular pile driver. He know how to do that package pile driver.
Exactly. It was like – I mean, there's that extra force because, I mean, like with a regular pile driver, it's kind of like you either just lean into it or you just drop into it. But, man, with a package pile driver, you're holding him and there's force. You could drive him down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it just looked that much more devastating. And then KO, being the biggest piece of shit, stands on Cody's chest while he's on a gurney and holds the WWE Championship over his head, standing on Cody Rhodes' chest. Just, man, KO, he's great as a babyface, but his cup of tea is being a heel, man. KO is just something else when he's a heel, bro. And it seems like every time he goes heel, he fucking steps it up, bro, and adds another layer to it. And this is probably his best heel run to date.
Yeah, I mean, nominee, well,
I should have put him as biggest hater, but it happened so late in the year, I didn't feel like it was necessary.
Definitely a nominee for hater of the year, bro. Like, he's got some stiff competition, but dang, bro. Because it's kind of hard because a lot of what he said is kind of true.
Yeah.
So you can see where he's coming from.
He's a heel that makes sense. Like, you know, there are a lot of heels out there that do the I hate the heels that usually do the
you people
heel or
turn on me, you people.
Yeah, stuff like that, or like the baby face that turns into a heel that goes, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you an explanation. That's such a cop-out.
Oh, you know, bro. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
I hate that. I hate when they do that.
I told you. But the thing about it is, he don't care either. Exactly. And I was like, that's why I love it. He don't care. Like, he out here cutting promos. Oh, I got to listen to, because Cody asked me, because WWE Golden Boy. Why did you say so? Oh, of course I'll be there, because Cody summoned me.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up. I was like, shut up, bro. You cooking, bro. KO, like I said, bro, KO as a heel, Mr. Don't Give Up, out here cooking.
Just, man, I mean, like, he's in rare form right now, man. He really is. He's in rare form right now. KO is, man, and I love it. I can't hate on it. It's one thing when you have a really great babyface and a good heel having a great match. It's another thing when the heel is so believable in his conviction. That just is the icing on the cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And then you wanna, continue to root and support for Cody, but at the same time, you like KO. You like, man, KO cooking, bro. But I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't know you were standing right there, bro. Yeah. Adrenaline in my soul. Yeah, go Cody. But you like, That's what you gonna do now, Kill. You kind of tore. You split, bro. Straight down the middle. It's wild, man. When you got a diabolical heel who does not give a F, and you got
that's how you know. Like, let's put it in comic book movie terms. When you have a great villain that's almost more charismatic and more entertaining than the good guy, the superhero.
Ooh, boy.
You know what I mean? Like KO right now is on a level of this is probably gonna be a real controversial take, but just hear me out. I say KO's work right now is as good as Killmonger and Black Panther, Thanos and Infinity War.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Thank you. See, we're on the same wavelength. Thanos and Infinity War, and the Joker and the Dark Knight. All three of those villains from three great films, all damn near more entertaining, if not more charismatic than the hero that you're supposed to be rooting for.
Now I don't know how Doctor Doom is gonna look in this new iteration of Fantastic Four, but like from a comic book standpoint, folks ride with Doom.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If you read the books, you ride with Doom. Like, what Doom gonna do next? Who gonna mess with Doom? Who gonna pull up on Doom? When you hear Doom name, you automatically know it's about to be some business. That's how it is with KO. You know KO about to pull up. You know it's about to be some business. And you're looking at, okay, so what you gonna do, Reed Richards? What you gonna do, homie? Oh, the whole Marvel universe? He don't care about y'all either. He said, y'all can catch some too. I don't care if you a mutant, metahuman, inhuman, all y'all can catch one.
I totally agree, bro. I totally agree with that. He's definitely one of the most beloved villains in the Marvel universe, that's for sure.
That's how KO is. You like, bro, all y'all go mess around and find out. So now you like, I'm with KO. I'm like, hey, put the belt on him, you cowards. Do it, Triple H. Do it, you cowards. Put the belt on.
So I'm looking forward to see what the next chapter is with this feud, if it extends to the Royal Rumble or the next Saturday night's main event in January, the couple weeks prior to the Rumble. We shall see. Hell, maybe it'll. They
about to stretch this one out, man. You heard me last episode. Adrenaline in my soul. About to beat Cody Rhodes. Brian had the song popping and everything, bro. Hey, put the belt on. Don't be no coward, Triple H. Don't have no Kool-Aid in your heart. Put that belt on him, bro.
We shall see, man. We shall see.
Back him up.
That's right. Damn. So let's get to it, man. Pro Wrestling 2024 year in review. So many great moments have happened this year. Let's get into the little polls that I put up. For instance, we're gonna put up. I put up about 4 polls on X, and I wanted to see what our listeners and followers thought. And I have the results just before we went live. So let's start with the most controversial moment. I put a poll for the most controversial moment of the year, and the choices were Edge's. I couldn't put Adam Copeland. I didn't have enough characters to use it, but Adam Copeland's AEW rah-rah speech. I know he was supposed to be facilitating some sort of reaction, but got the complete opposite. It was definitely one of the most hated moments of Dynamite. A lot of people, fans of AEW and of course non-fans of AEW, both are almost in agreement that was not a good look. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. At least from people I spoke with, they were just like, that was definitely a miss when he tried to make it a hit. You know what I mean? The whole AEW, because AEW exists, it's better for wrestling and yada, which is, that statement is true. It is better for wrestling, but the fact that he did this on national television and was trying to rile up everybody because it was so obvious that this came after CM Punk's interview with Ariel Helwani. It was basically him doing it as a response to that. And it was just it wasn't just because it wasn't a natural thing. It didn't come naturally. A lot of people saw it as very phony and very forced. I think it was the opinion a lot of people had. It was very forced. it wasn't a natural thing that took place. You know what I mean? So that didn't get any votes. The next thing on the card on the list was New Day dissing Big E and turning on him, which got 33% of the votes. I know a lot of people. That's one of the most things.
It's still fresh.
It's still fresh, and that's why it got 33% of the votes. This one was also very fresh, and I felt like because of the major backlash it was receiving on social media, I had to put it on there. TNA rehiring Tessa Blanchard. Surprisingly, no votes. We didn't get a single one for that.
A lot of people don't feel some sort of way about it.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned. Like a lot of people, you have your group of people that will, feel some sort of way, like, oh, I don't want her in here. She a racist, blah, blah, blah. Right. And you watch other people are like, they don't really care.
Or you're like Moose, that he doesn't care. We got to talk about that later. We'll have to save that for later. And coming in with the victory at number 1 with 67% of the votes, I'm not surprised. The most controversial moment of 2024 voted by our listeners and followers on the IE Wrestling Show X account. AEW airs the All In footage from All In London. And that's all I need to say. If you know, you know. But if you don't, for the newbies out there, the All In footage, of course, that they aired on an episode of Dynamite was CM Punk's backstage fight with Jack Perry. The worst kept secret in the industry at the time, one of the worst kept secrets. They actually aired the CC footage from Wembley Stadium of the fight. And this, of course, was another thing that came of the Errol Hawani interview with CM Punk, where he talked about in detail. And I don't know what the idea for this was. I don't know if it was supposed to be disproving anything that Punk said, because honestly, if you watch the footage with Ariel Hawani's interview with Punk, it's damn near verbatim. Everything he says plays out in the footage. Like, so where was the lie? You know what I mean? Like he basically said everything that takes place in the video. And I definitely don't feel like it did AEW any favors whatsoever. There's no winners in this. AEW got a rating, but they got a rating off of a guy that's no longer under contract. Yeah, I mean, so
I don't think it was supposed to disprove anything. One thing they wanted to try to do was make it seem. I mean, the fact that Tony Khan said that he felt like he was in danger because Punk was wilding out and stuff like that backstage. I can see that because he's a bit of a nerd. So, he don't
a bit of a nerd.
A fist fight. He never been in a fist fight in his life. So I can understand that. I can understand that.
That's an understatement.
What they wanted to do was they wanted to parlay the altercation into the scapegoat character that they were building for Jack Perry. So they kind of wanted to rile that together in the EVP thing that the Young Bucks were doing at the time. Now, a lot of people felt two bitter ways of it. They felt like, oh man, you really didn't need this. And then they had other people that felt like, they were petty rubble. They were like, oh, I want to see. So that's why you got the ratings and stuff from. But at the end of the day, like a lot of people say, it really didn't do anything because, like you said, he's not under contract no more. So you don't have no payoff. So you can't have no payoff of it. So, I mean, what you going to do? So that's why a lot of people felt like it was pointless. So
exactly. That's my point. It was pointless. There was no winners from this. It didn't help AEW besides popping a rating for that week. That's all it really did. And it proved that Punk was a draw in two companies in the same week. You know what I mean? That's probably the only thing it proved, is that Punk is still a draw for his former company and a draw for the company he currently works for because he was on Monday Night Raw that same week. So
yeah, I mean that helps him in the eyes of a lot of haters because you have a lot of people that was hating on him when he went to AEW, talking about he ain't no draw.
Right.
Roman Reigns, wink, wink.
Right. He moved the needle on two different wrestling.
Move that needle,
Yep.
And then you have the folks that was talking about he ain't no draw. Then he went back to WWE, and we saw what the reaction was. So, man, either way, if you're a Punk hater, you're not feeling good right now. Either way, because you was wrong on two different accounts. But hey, it is what it is, man.
That's right. It is what it is. Next up, another poll I put up. Best Booker of the year for 2024. The choices were Ariel Shaneer. I think I'm saying that right. For TNA, who I absolutely do not know who that is. It used to be.
I thought it was Tommy Dreamer. I thought Tommy Dreamer had the books after Scott D'Amore left.
I guess not, because when I looked it up, this is who's listed on TNA. So
wow, I don't even know who that is.
Maybe Tommy's on the writing team, but he doesn't have the book.
Yeah.
Tony Khan for AEW, Shawn Michaels for NXT, and Triple H for Raw and SmackDown. And in a landslide victory with 80% of the votes, Triple H of Raw and SmackDown wins for Best Booker. And
hey, but not for nothing.
Is Shawn
Not
Michaels.
for nothing. Shawn Michaels Hickenbottom, you have my heart, bro.
Oh,
you have my heart.
You have my heart, brother. That's right. Shawn Michaels, bro. We on the same wavelength. If you know, you know. Just look at the women's division. That's all I got to say.
Let them cook. Let them cook. Let them cook.
All right. This one, I know you're eager to hear this one, man. Biggest hater. Biggest hater for 2024. And this one is actually going to end in a tie.
What?
Yes, in a tie. The choices I put on here, since it only lets me pick 4 people, because there's so many people I want to put on here. With the 4 choices, I narrowed it down to, I put Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Tony Khan versus AEW critics.
I don't count that. I count wrestlers.
Oh, well, I wanted to. I'm talking about wrestling as a whole for the year. Not just what's on television. I'm talking about the whole business, period. And then Eric Bischoff versus Tony Khan in AEW. And at a tie, Tony Khan versus AEW critics and Eric Bischoff versus Tony Khan in AEW.
Oh, wow. I think you're gonna put some wrestling. Man, wow.
That's not
I'm talking about some real haters, bruh. Man, we had a gang of people to pick from. We had Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Liv Morgan, Hangman Page, Swerve. We had got some names, man. You got folks out here burning people's houses down, taking flights.
Some wrestling names for storylines. I'm talking about wrestling as a whole.
You took a flight to Australia. You know how long that is? You know how long a flight from America to Australia is? Bruh, that's some hate. That is some hate.
Yeah.
Uncle AJ, Uncle Al, as the good brothers call him, Uncle Alan, bro, you's a hater, bro. You's a hater for that. Uncle Alan got the switch. You know he a gamer. He got the switch on there. This cat on that plane. As soon as I see him on contact. Forget the koalas, forget the kangaroos. As soon as I get that's some hate, bro. Mr. McIntyre. McIntyre. Oh boy.
I agree, but I thought it was funny that our followers and listeners decided to vote for the real stuff over
the nominees they had to choose from.
I put Punk and Drew McIntyre on there. I thought they would have tied. You know, I only had 4 spots. It wouldn't let me put any more on there. I'm not verified on that.
I'm disappointed
on that, so it wouldn't let me put more than 4 choices.
That's whack, man. We gotta redo that and put I got about 10 different. I got about like 9 different people, bro.
I don't think that's that whack. I think that's actually justified because those two, they're two.
If we talk about wrestling, like wrestling, the thing we watched the show for, they got a bunch of people that was mad hating, dude.
Yeah,
Liv Morgan. You shortchanging Liv Morgan. She had a whole revenge tour. I'm gonna take your man. I'm gonna take your dude, and I'm gonna top it off and take your belt. That's some calculated hate.
That's just her hoeing. That's not revenge. That's just her being a hoe. That's just her being a hoe. Okay.
Hey, man! For 2000
people outside of wrestling call hoeing. She was just being a hoe. That's all that was.
For next year, I meant to do this before, but for next year, I'm gonna come up with a sign like Al from Home Improvement with a sign that says the thoughts and ideas of are not reflected upon T5, i.e. wrestling show, i.e. wrestling radio, staff, and management.
I'll put that on. I'll take it all. I'll take all the heat. I don't care. That's just her hoeing. That's not revenge. That's just her being a hoe. That's just her. That's just her doing her whole thing. You know, whatever. She's in her whole phase right now.
She going through a whole phase. She's going through a whole phase right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
She's just in that whole phase, and then the icing on the cake was winning the title. So you know, it was like she's like the champion of hoes right now. You know, she's the world champion hoe.
Wow! Get up Monday Night Raw. I ain't hear no bell. Monday Night Raw, man, like, oh, we gotta get that belt off of her. She bringing us down, bro. We gotta get that belt off of her. She dragging us down. They on here calling us hoes. We gotta get. I thought we got past that. We gotta.
Hell yeah. She's like, you see this? It says I'm the biggest hoe.
Don't screenshot this. Don't screenshot this. Don't put my face in this.
I guess with that statement by default, I'll be the tiebreaker. The biggest hater of the year is your boy, the SoCal Saint.
100%. 100% biggest hater of the year. I don't disagree with that. I do not disagree with that.
I'll take that. I'll be like Batman in The Dark Knight. I can do those things. I'm the one. Blame me. I can do those things. I'm not the hero Gotham needs. And at the final poll that I put up, MVP of 2024, the choices I put on here were CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland, and Cody Rhodes. And with 75% of the votes, the winner, MVP of 2024, is your boy, the American Nightmare, the current undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. And Swerve is in second place, which is, I think that's justified. I think Swerve should have been in second over Cody. I didn't want Swerve to be dead last, so I think that justifies it. I'd say Cody and then Swerve, because Swerve did a lot for AEW. He did a lot for Bryan Danielson in that match at All In. I mean, I'm sure Bryan fought against going over in that match. If Bryan had his way, he wouldn't have. But, you know, Swerve, I think, went to bat and agreed with whatever plan Tony Khan had in place and was just like, look, I want to put you over. And then he did it the right way, too. It wasn't some funny finish or some disputed finish. Yeah. Swerve put him over where it was undeniable. You know what I mean? He tapped him out. You know what I mean? Or did he tap him out or did he get him with the high knee? I can't remember which one it was. It was tapped him out, right? Yeah, exactly. So it was, you know what I mean? Like, he put him over the right way. It was probably the hugest, you know, gratitude you could pay to a legend like Bryan Danielson. So
he healed it up. He healed it up, bro, because he kept seeing because Bryan was telling, you know, interviews and stuff. He would look over and he would see his daughter and his son in the crowd, and his daughter would be in tears, dude.
Yeah.
Like heel, and then Swerve was doing his heel business. He was talk about hater. Hey, this cat be picking on kids, bro, babies and toddlers. this dude be wilding, bro. And he was doing. He healed it up. He healed it up for Dragon, and man, you know, you end up leaving everybody with a feel good moment.
That's right.
Feel good moment right there to send everybody home.
Mm-hmm.
He took that one. So shout out to Swerve on that one, man. But
for sure.
Bro.
And then I feel like those are probably the two of the best moments this year. Because speaking of that, I mean, like I know we have each other's different lists here. I have best moment. That's one poll I didn't put up there, but I have my choices for best moment of the year. And two of what we just talked about, or one of them is just on there that we just talked about, and another one, and I feel like a lot of it is the reason why he won MVP of the year. Cody Rhodes finishing the story at WrestleMania is my top choice, or one of my top choices for best moment this year. And then I have Bryan Danielson winning the AEW title at All In. That I put that on there because that was such a great moment. You know, that's Bryan Danielson's that was like his final big thank you, you know, from the wrestling business to him, as opposed to him thanking the wrestling business. You know what I mean? And I know Bryan probably wanted to go his entire AEW stint without winning the title, but it's kind of hard to deny someone that's so undeniable of an accolade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be like, you felt like for Bryan to be in the company and not be world champion at least once, you felt like that was kind of wild.
Yeah,
that was like a wild thought right there. The thing about it was, through that, he was able to put over Jon Moxley and the rest of the BCC on the way, way out. Well, not on the way out, because he's just stopping full time.
He's out for a while. I mean,
yeah, he's gonna do part time, but not full time. But on the way out, he wouldn't put over his homie Jon Moxley and the BCC by having them attack him and stuff like that. So
yeah,
he's still doing it for the business, man. That's how you do it.
And a couple of my runner-ups for best moment that I wrote down for myself, I put the debut of the Wyatt Six. I thought the debut was sick. Not the match debut, because that was also really entertaining, but the actual.
You mean the murderation and the backstage murderations?
Yes, that the horror movie that we saw on display.
Is that dude dead?
Hell yeah, that was awesome. I love that. The OG Bloodline reuniting on SmackDown with all four of them raising their fingers up in the air. Sami Zayn, Jimmy and Jay, and Roman all back together. That's probably one of the best moments of the year. Roman returning at SummerSlam was definitely an awesome moment to see, costing Solo the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. And then I had to put this on here too, another feel-good moment. Jey Uso winning his first ever singles championship, defeating Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship.
I had most of those, but I think one you left off was Swerve winning, beating Joe.
Yeah, see, I got that mixed up because I thought he won the title the year prior, but he won it.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. Yeah, Swerve beating Joe for the world title. That was big, man. Not only because it's Joe,
right?
But because he was the first black champion in AEW, world heavyweight champion. I mean, AEW. So that was also big, and you seen the ascension, the rise of Swerve, his popularity and everything.
Yeah,
from the feud with Hangman and stuff, and then on the way up, getting the whose house, Swerve's house, getting that over, and then cook. He's been cooking.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. What else did I have on here? Man, I like this list. I don't know if you'll agree with me on some of these picks. I made a list for Beast Mode moment of the year. I put some highlights. Jacob Fatu's debut, I felt like was a Beast Mode moment. He fucking decimated KO, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes all by himself.
I was up in Beast Mode.
Hell yeah. And another Jacob Fatu moment was on here. When he no-sold the toolbox Bulldog from CM Punk in the War Games match. He got bulldogged on a toolbox and got right up like nothing had just happened.
Man, the no-sell from Randy that when you said the debut, when he no-sold that DDT, and Randy, he turned around. Randy was hyped, and then he turned around, and he was like, it was like that, like when you like, he's right behind me, isn't he? And he turned back around.
Yeah, that was a good moment too.
Bro, I'm like, this boy built different. I tried to warn y'all. That boy built different.
Hell yeah. This one I was torn between two different moments. The tsunami from Bronson Reed onto Braun Strowman on that car. And then, of course, the War Games tsunami off of the cage through the table. That was definitely those are two awesome beast mode moments.
That boy damn near into the life. I'll take one of those and replace it. When that boy tsunami Seth Rollins about 15 million times.
Oh man.
I'm like somebody need to go call Becky Lynch and find out if he all right. And are you okay? Are you okay, Becky? Becky, are you okay? Becky, are you okay? Man. Are you okay, Becky? I'm like, damn, that boy, talk about put somebody over. I was like, one tsunami I would have been square with. You tell me I'm gotta take 6? Boy, you a madman. Yeah. Bless your heart, boy. Bless your heart.
Yeah, I agree. That probably was better than both of those combined because that was insane. That was an insane moment. It made Bronson Reed in just that moment alone.
Bruh, I was sitting there in my front room like, damn it, that man's got a family.
I would have loved to hear JR call that, man.
Oh, that would have been wonderful. Now, if I would have had the sound bite, I had to do it. I had to do it myself, bro. I was like, damn it, that. Pops was like, what's going on? What's going on? I said, damn it, that man's got a family. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Seth Rollins, that son of a bitch. You know, like, oh my God.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
This might be not a beast mode, a different type of beast mode. My other choice was the Motor City Machine Guns becoming #1 contenders and tag team champions in the very same night. I thought that was pretty beast mode of them to do that.
That was more like a surprise. That was more like a surprise moment. Like Magic 8-Ball did not see that one coming.
No, it did not. No, but I thought that was still beast mode of them. That would a debut for them. I mean, they debuted the week prior, and then the next week they have a banger of a match with DIY, and then have an equally good match with the Bloodline and walk out with the WWE Tag Team titles, the first of their careers. You know, I thought that was pretty legit. I thought that put them on the map, so to speak, WWE wise. Yeah, I mean that's really it. I know. You got any other choices for beast mode moments, man?
Oh nah, man, that's fire right there, bro. I agree with that list right there.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's take another quick little break before we come back, and we'll do myself and T5's top 10 matches for the year 2024. I have a list. T5's got a list. We probably got some of the same matches, some different. Who knows? We will see. We're gonna compare lists here in just a moment. But when we come back on the IE Wrestling Show, do not go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, guys.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No, not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on the defining moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
Welcome back to the IE Wrestling Show. It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, and your boy T5 with me. We had a bit of a technical difficulty whenever I was playing the drops. I played the intro video for Set Point and not the drop, so I apologize to Taryn Rodriguez, the host of Set Point, for that. That was my mistake. But then I fixed it by playing the drop for the defining moment. This is one of the shows hosted by our boy Larry B, the head honcho of IE Sports Radio. So please check out those shows, Set Point and the defining moment, right here on IE Sports Radio. So T5, I got my list, man. You got yours, brother?
Yes, sir. But I wanted to spit out one thing right fast. I took like some time on this one, man. Women's Wrestler of the Year nominees.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I got a couple. I don't know if you had a group or whatever.
I did. I had a few.
Yeah.
Let's compare notes.
I got Athena, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Timeless Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale, Jordan Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, and Io Sky.
Wow, me and you only share two choices on our list. I have Jordan Grace and I have Timeless Toni on mine, but my choices were Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan I threw in there, Stephanie Vakir, Julia, Masa Slamovich.
I felt like Masa, unless you were following her on the indies, you could probably say that. But if you just go on basically on TNA, she was mostly in the tag team for not even most of 24, like a small smidge of 24.
Yeah, that's true.
Stephanie, she been cooking. Like, once again, if you've been following her CMLL career, then you'd be like, oh yeah, she been cooking.
Oh,
If you just going on based on NXT, she just got there.
No, yeah, I was basing it on her work the entire year, not just her NXT run, because it's too short to call that.
Because she been cooking. Like, yeah, bro. Like a lot of people just finding out she been cooking, bro. She been in the kitchen. Yeah. Same thing with Roxanne. Like, she had a lot of people telling her she couldn't turn heel because man, think about before. I don't know if Shawn Michaels was in charge of the books at the time, but when she had the title before. And they did that whole angle of her going through anxiety and all kind of the weirdness, and she ended up losing.
Yeah.
That was bogus, bro. They did her dirty, but she rebounded because a lot of people were like, "Man, she can't be no heel, bro. She too cute. She too believable as a baby face." And she proved all of them wrong. She said, "Hold my cup," and she came back on this heat. He was like, boy, I hate that. I hate that Jezebel. So she definitely, you was definitely right on that one. You was definitely right to put on this on that one. Because she was cooking, bro. She was cooking.
And when the way I wrote that list, I put her at the top. If we're gonna call it like in order, I put her at number 1 technically. So I thought she had a stellar year.
I like her at the top, but I had to put Athena on mine. The only knock is that she's on ROH, and not a lot of people get to watch.
I feel like that's
ROH. She need to be on the main roster, and I think that's what a lot of people are predicting. They predicting she gonna drop the belt to Billy Starks at
Death Before Dishonor.
Death Before Dishonor, and then she gonna make her way up to the main roster because
no, not Death Before Dishonor.
Bro,
Final Battle or whatever.
I think it's Final Battle, bro. She been cooking, bro. She been cooking for about 2 years now. She been cooking.
Oh yeah.
Every one of these title matches, she been cooking. Proving ground, and then the MIT storyline and stuff, bruh. She be out here porcelain hussies. She be out here poking people out, bro. Like she been cooking. Like she been one of my favorite, not even just favorite heels, because then she kind of went babyface for a second, and then she went back heel. So she been doing a lot, bro. That need to be on your main show, bro. That need to be on the main roster
for sure. Oh shit! Well, all right, man. Well, you ready, man? Best matches of 2024. These are our opinions. You can agree in the chat room, disagree, do whatever you'd like. You can, whatever y'all think. I know me and T5 will probably agree on some. We definitely are not going to agree on all of it, but it's our opinions. So, I'll go. I did it as a countdown, so I did from 10 to 1. And my number 10, this is probably going to be really interesting, especially as much of a AEW hater I am. I actually put my number 10 spot for an AEW match at Revolution 2024, the main event. Sting and Darby Allin defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against the Young Bucks. I put that at number 10 because it was Sting's last match. The whole pageantry that AEW gave Sting in his final night as an active professional wrestler, I thought was super classy. I loved the pre-match video of Sting like sitting in a theater watching his career, basically. Like he was kind of just reminiscing on his career. I love that. The very cinematic nature that they used for that. Sting's sons coming out dressed as different eras of Sting, I thought was really cool. The match itself was wild. It was just all over the place. Darby taking that crazy spot off the ladder through that glass outside the ring was just bonkers. And then ultimately Sting was the one that got the victory. I know most of the time wrestlers usually say like retirement, you're supposed to go out on your back, putting somebody over. But other times I think it's better to just give somebody as beloved as Sting like that, like give them their due, man. Let them go out victorious. And I thought they did it was very super classy to see Sting getting a final victory on his final match ever in professional wrestling. Hopefully he sticks to his retirement. Hopefully he's not someone like some of these other old timers that say they're retired, Ric Flair, and do another match. You know what I mean? So I feel like I don't think you can get any better than that. Hey, shout out, man! Look who's in the chat room right now. Felicia is in the chat. Hey, Felicia, the first lady of Ice Sports Radio, is in the chat. Hi, guys. Just got home from work checking in. What's good, Felicia? How are you? So glad to see you dropping in toward the tail end of our show. I should have. Oh, she's all smiles. Oh, man. Dang, I could send her. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send her an Evite right now while I'm live on the air. If you want to join us, Felicia, if you got time, you're more than welcome to. If not, it's cool. You can ignore it if you need to. But I'm going to go ahead and send you a little Evite if you don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Ah, here we go. I found it. And I hit send. So, I sent you an Evite, Felicia, if you want to. Oh, was she? Oh, my bad. Well, you don't have to join us then. She said she's been watching us for about a half hour. Okay. My bad. I just wasted time and looked like an idiot, but it's all good. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what I chose. That's what I chose as my number 10 match of the year. Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks. What do you got for your number 10, man?
Man, number 10. This was it was pretty defining match. I was wondering, man, was this 24 or 2010? And I had to think a little hard about it. Let me see. Well, still try to think.
2024, 2010. You're off about 14 years there, my brother.
I'm over here trying to read something. Let me see.
While you looking it up, I'll give you my number 9 if that's all right with you.
Oh, just go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So at number 9, I got WrestleMania Sunday, the Women's Championship match, Io Sky versus Bayley. I put that at number 9. I thought that was a tremendous women's match. Bayley and Io really showed out for the Philadelphia crowd that night at WrestleMania, and I thought it was just it was such a welcome surprise, that match. Io and Bayley. I don't think anybody expected that match to be as good as it really was. I feel like Bayley got the flowers that she deserved. Got to showcase what kind of worker she truly is, and so did Io. They really put on a really awesome, hard-hitting style match that you don't normally see all the time, in terms of like women's wrestling, at least on WWE's main roster side of things. But damn, they really did. It was almost like watching a takeover match take place at a WrestleMania, at least in my opinion. That's how I felt. The crowd was into it from start to finish. It was great. Fantastic match. And it even melted the heart of Tuna Meltzer, Dave Meltzer himself. And he actually gave that match a 5-star rating. And he actually compared it to his cup of tea, those Joshi women's Japanese matches in his treasured Japanese wrestling fandom. So if it melted the heart of Tuna Meltzer, it was a fantastic match for these women on the WWE main roster. So yeah, Io Sky and Bayley is my number 9 pick from WrestleMania Sunday for the women's championship. I'll just go ahead. I won't give quotes on everything. I'll just run through it if you'd like, and then you can run through yours. At number 8, I had the undisputed WWE Championship from Backlash France. AJ Styles versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' first title defense, a raucous crowd in France. I think the crowd definitely added to the mystique of this match for sure. From the June 10th episode of Monday Night Raw, I have Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. I know me and you talked about this match, T5, before, and I think that this was one of the best Raw matches I've ever seen in quite some time. It was definitely again, I have to say, it was like an NXT takeover match taking place at on a main roster show. It was that good. Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov had a fucking knockdown drag out match. At number 6, I put the All In London main event for the AEW World Championship. Bryan Danielson victorious over Swerve Strickland is my number 6 pick. And here's my top 5. This one I think is a sleeper hit. I watched this on YouTube. I don't even know how many people have actually seen this match, but if you haven't, go to TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel and watch this match if you haven't. You need to. It is the second time these two guys wrestled against each other. January 18th episode of Impact, Josh Alexander versus Will Ospreay 2. What a fucking match this was. Holy crap. I had to put this one at number 5. It had to be in my top 5 because this match blew me away. I really can't. Me talking about it is not going to do it justice. fans out there, if you haven't seen this match, you got to do yourself a favor and go watch this match. It's on YouTube. It was actually released on YouTube in full, so you need to go see it. At number 4, another match that I think if anybody hasn't seen it, you need to definitely see it. The Intercontinental Championship match from WrestleMania Saturday, Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Gunther has the record for the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in history at 666 days, and it was ended at WrestleMania Saturday in Philadelphia by the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn. Fantastic match here. At number 3, I kind of had to bend the rules a little bit, but it's a tie. I had to put 2 matches at number 3, but I feel it's justified because both matches are with the same participants, because I couldn't choose between the 2 of them because I thought equally both of these matches are great. At number 3, it's a tie. Gunther versus Randy Orton, both of their matches from King of the Ring final and Bash in Berlin for the World Heavyweight Championship at number 3. At number 2, this is really difficult, T5, for me to put this at number 2 because this is currently right now one of my favorite matches, if not my favorite match this year, but I had to put it at number 2 instead of number 1. Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And this was difficult because they had a great match at SummerSlam. They had an equally great match at Bash in Berlin, but this just takes the cake in their feud. It was their last match, Hell in a Cell. They really brought back the mystique, the prestige, the aura of that Hell in a Cell, what it used to be, it used to mean something, and they really made it mean something with this match. And at number 1, with a bullet, I had to go with it. WrestleMania Sunday, Bloodline Rules for the undisputed WWE Championship. Really almost like the end of an era. The longest reigning champion in modern day history, the 3rd longest reigning champion in WWE history, the OTC, the head of the table, the tribal chief Roman Reigns defends the undisputed WWE Championship against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the 2nd year in a row at WrestleMania, and Cody finishes the story. We had cameos from Solo, from Jay and Jimmy Uso, from John Cena, from the final boss, all the way to the dead man himself, the Phenom, The Undertaker, in Cody Rhodes' venture to become the first member of the Rhodes family to become WWE champion. And that's my pick. Those are my top 10 matches for the year 2024. And
like I like to say, get out of my head. Get out of my head. Man, some of those we differ from, and a lot, like just about maybe 90, 85%, 89%, we nailed on just in different spots. Like,
really?
Yeah. Like my number 10, I think you had a little. I don't know if you had this one. Gunther versus Priest.
Oh, which one from SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like that one a little bit more than the other one.
Most recent one from Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Felicia. She said, "Great list, Martine." Thank you, Felicia.
It's like I like the story they were telling though. It's like, because it was weird. It was weird because with the one from SummerSlam, it was a different story than they were telling from the first one. He's like, Priest was like, "Hey, I'm in your head." You know? He said, "I see you coming a mile away." He was like, "All that street rat stuff you was talking before, that don't faze me none." But with the first one, you had Gunther out here cooking. He was in the middle of his role, and he was cooking. So, man, the match, I think the only thing about the second match was the Finn interference and stuff. But other than that, it was the first one was still, to me, the better of the two.
Okay, I agree. I can agree with that.
My next match was Timeless Tony versus Mariah May. I like the story they were telling, man. Like, not for nothing, Tony Storm has been cooking like all year, bro. Like this character came out of nowhere, bro, and it's just been hella entertaining. And the matches weren't bad either. So when you put good entertainment with good ring work, you're like, all right. She kind of had to work her way to figure out how I'm gonna do this character in the ring. Doing the character backstage or in interviews and stuff like that is one thing, but being able to do the matches and stuff is totally different. Once she started getting the cooking, she got back to form. She figured it out, and that whole story with her and Mariah turning on her and stuff, and she just being like this unhinged Tony. It was fire, man. I liked it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
8. Another women's match that you had this time. Io versus Bayley.
Oh, nice.
Once again, I love the build to it because Bayley been my heart for a long time, bro. And her, like it started with the War Games match when she kept saving all the members of Damage Control.
Oh yeah,
she just kept saving every time they was about to get put through a table. Every time they was about to get pinned, she kept saving them, and then you slowly but surely see them like little things backstage, them side eyeing her, them talking. She come in, they get off, quiet.
Yeah.
And then I love when she was on SmackDown. She said, "Oh, you didn't think I could speak Japanese? I know you was talking about me." And it was like, "Ooh!" So they knew they got caught, and you can hear the whole crowd too. The whole crowd was like, "Ooh, bruh." So man, then of course you gotta get in the ring and do your thing. And two of the best. Io been cooking all year. I put her on the list for best women's wrestler. She been cooking all year. And of course, Bayley, the MVP of that COVID era. Hey, they was cooking. So I had to put her on that list, man. Bayley, I was like, yeah, you gotta win this. You gotta win this, man. Title reign be damned. He didn't do her any favors, but the match itself was still fire to me. My next match, another one you had on there that I didn't think you was gonna put on there, but you did. Ospreay Alexander, bruh. When they rebranded TNA, when they brought TNA back, bro.
Yeah, man.
Bro. That like the homie said, if y'all have not seen that match, they was cooking. Go out your way to watch, because them boys was in there cooking.
Yeah, that match was sick.
Another one that you had on there, Sammy versus Gunther. We all wanted to see Sammy get strapped up with some Solo Gold, man. And then he fighting the Herr General, who was cooking. Like I said, 2023, 24, Son was in here with the hat. He had the apron, and he had at least one sous chef. He used to have two sous chefs. We're not gonna talk about the other one, but he had the one sous chef. He was in here cooking. Gunther been cooking all year, and then Sammy go up against him. Hey, that match was fire, bro. WrestleMania was cooking.
Yes, it was. This WrestleMania was damn good.
They finally strapped my homie up. Sammy with some Solo Gold. All right. Okay. My next match was a little controversial. Well, no. I changed that one. Sorry, I changed that one. Swerve versus Joe. when Swerve beat Joe for the title, the AEW title.
Okay, Swerve versus Joe. All right.
Swerve versus Joe. I talked about that one already. Punk Drew, Hell in a Cell. I agree with you on that one. I was like, okay, you're adding Hell in a Cell now. What you gonna do to top this one? What you gonna do to top that last one? Hey. My bad for questioning y'all. You won't see it again. It won't happen again. Cause they did it. Bro, they did. I heard a lot of the discourse. Oh, they out here fighting over a friendship bracelet. They out here fighting over a friendship. What y'all gonna do? Go to Camp Anawana and hash this out? Y'all out here fighting over a friendship bracelet. Nah, bro. They had to take that one to the Hell in a Cell, baby. They brought it back, baby. And they was cooking in there, man. So, hey, I will not. I still feel like Drusif and Phillip should have been higher in that in that group of hater of the year. That's a different discussion for a different day. But that was my number 3. Number 2, Ospreay Danielson.
Look at that. Man, you and Felicia are on the same wavelength because look, she put one of my top match choices was Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson at Dynasty. Top of the year and the dream match all their fans had been waiting for.
Exactly. We heard them two we heard old boy call him out. We was like, bring him out. Man, that match slapped. 100. Oh, slapped, man. And that sent Ospreay on a trajectory, on a fire run himself. But that was a dream match for a lot of people. And Danielson checked off his bucket list, man. Because he went on, like, hey, if you want to talk about MVP, and you did, you had him on your list. He had a run this year, bro. He was checking off his bucket list before he ended his full-time, his full-time run. He's like, hey, I'm about to be part-time. Let me get off these dream matches. Let me put some cats over, do some firework. He did. And last but not least, don't even need a list for that. Cody versus Roman. They had all the shenanigans, all the tomfoolery, all the bells and whistles, all the cameo appearances. You had all the scuttlebutt, the online scuttlebutt about the Cody crybabies. Rock was out here cooking. Boy, Dwayne was in rare form, boy.
Yeah, he was.
Dwayne was in rare form as an attitude era kid, like much as most of the listeners. Dwayne was in rare form. The Cody crybabies. This man, they 100% pivoted when everybody found out he was about to give up his WrestleMania. Cody can't give up his WrestleMania. He can't do that. And The Rock said, like hell, he is. You know who I am? And the fans spoke out. They pivoted. and then you got the final boss, and he had his nose in this whole Roman thing, Roman Cody thing. You like, bro, let it cook, let him cook. When they added in Seth Rollins as his Shield. Oh
man, the attention to detail, that throwback, like. That's the key difference between Vince booking and Triple H booking. Vince thinks that we won't remember things that happened from the past, so he doesn't revisit. Triple H was like, no, the fans are smarter than that. They're going to remember. Key point of that match when Seth came out literally as his Shield, as Cody's Shield, with the Shield music, Shield gear, going all the way back to when Seth turned on Roman and John Moxley 10 years almost to the day.
Bruh. That everything you just said, like they say on social media, That part.
Yes.
That right there. The attention to detail.
Yes.
Voldemort believed that we weren't smart enough to remember stuff. Oh, this person was cooking in NXT. You call him up, dragging him. I'm like, oh, no. That cat was cooking in NXT. We know about them. Oh, nobody watches that. Bruh, Triple H, Booker of the Year. Know why? Attention to detail. Little things.
It's
like,
the little things, man.
From the bloodline side of it, Paul Heyman, undefeated. He just sits there in the back corner, little facial expressions, little side eyes you catch. Him and Roman are perfect for that. When Roman first came back, Roman was undefeated with not having to say a lot, but just his little facial expressions, bro.
Yep, I agree.
That told so much of a story. And of course, you got the Cody aspect. Everybody was still feeling some sort of way because he didn't win last year. So they were like, bro, if he don't win this year, we're gonna burn this sucker down. We're gonna burn this sucker down. We're gonna torch this sucker, bro. So everybody felt some sort of way in their heart when they saw Cody win that belt, and they had a tear in their eye.
I agree, man.
I ain't crying. Don't you look at me.
I'll admit it, man. I welled up.
So
I'll admit it. I welled up, man. I welled up a little bit when he.
That match had everything, bro. As an OG Dusty fan and an OG Cody fan, hey, I was a dashing Cody Rhodes fan. That you only smoking mirrors. You only smoking mirrors to me, bro.
I always was a fan of Cody, man.
Hey, that's my Cody right there. Giving help. I mean, giving tips for the gentlemen, for the gentlemen and stuff, bruh. Cody was cooking, bruh, like undeniable, baby. But yeah, man, that match had all the feelings. It had all the pageantry, the cameos, the whole shebang-a-bang. Perfect way to end WrestleMania. And then what? We're only in the third inning. You's a lie. We in the what? Time to find out. We just getting started.
That's right.
That's my top matches, bro. Do what y'all will with the internet. The internet's gonna do what the internet's gonna do. How y'all feel about that, folks?
I think we have a pretty solid list, man. If I do say so myself, speaking for both of us. And in general, I think that pro wrestling as a whole for 2024 has been just amazing. The growth, the new stars that have been created, the new eyes on the products, all products, the indies, New Japan, AEW, TNA, WWE, NXT. It's been a year literally to remember, because I feel like everybody's going to remember this year in wrestling, and we're going to be talking about it 10 years down the line about, man, remember back when this happened, come 2025.
There's literally something for everybody.
Exactly. Come 2025, things are getting even bigger. I know I'm being critical, but I got to give credit where credit is due. AEW's got All In planned for right here in Arlington, Texas at Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers. WWE is about to premiere on Netflix with Monday Night Raw. For the first time ever, Monday Night Raw will not be on cable television anymore. It'll be in damn near 1 million homes or more than that, for all the people that are subscribers to Netflix. You got NXT on CW. You got SmackDown on USA. You got TNA trying to rebuild their legacy. And you got AEW and New Japan about to put on a combined show at the Tokyo Dome with Wrestle Dynasty, leading into Wrestle Kingdom. It's insane what 2025 we got coming out the box already.
Hey, Netflix, you only got one job, Netflix. We'll look past that Tyson Tyson match. We'll look past that you better have my wrestling on point. I don't want to hear no hiccups. I don't want to hear no internet, the little circle loading and rerouting. I don't want none of that.
I don't want no buffering. None of that.
Buffering. 7:00 Central. You better be on point. We ain't had no problems with USA. I better not have no problems with y'all. And hey, for those of y'all with families that watch the, get ready to plug your kids' ears. They're gonna be on Netflix. There's gonna be some B's and some H's and some all kind of stuff. Hey, what happened to you, bro? Where you went? Hey. Oh man, I'm about to be like Garth on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to check on my kiddo, man. I'm sorry. I do apologize, y'all. We gotta wrap it up here.
I'm about to be like Garth on Wayne's World, bro. Like sitting there in dead air and stuff. Like, you ever seen that movie Scanners?
Oh man. Well, wrestling fans, IE Sports Radio fans, I just want to thank y'all again for tuning in to the IE Wrestling Show. We got 210 people live watching us right now. That's awesome. One of the biggest audiences we've had to date. So me and T5 are very grateful. Thank you. Very humbly. Thank you. Thank you very much. T5, I want to thank you, brother, for becoming a part of this thing. I've been doing it solo for quite some time now. And I'm still here, guys.
Hey, we both got bounced out. Hey, we still here? Y'all still with us? What's cracking, man? What happened? Hey. I don't know if it was the internet or if it was StreamYard or what, man. We both got bounced out. I had to reboot and everything, and I checked my internet to make sure it was us. I said, better not be my internet, man. Better not. I'm going to have to holler at Cox Cable. I'm going to have to come with the torches and stuff. I'm going to come with the steel chair and come after Cox Cable. And not the way they was trying to, not Cox Cable, AT&T. Not the way AT&T was sitting there trying to get me to flip on Cox Cable. The internet better not be whopping. But yeah, man, I don't know what happened to the show and Martine, but I think we're going to close out unless he's going to pop back in. We appreciate everybody. All you fans, all you long-time listeners, new-time listeners, all you folks, thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for supporting my show, the Crescent City Connection, on Saturdays, high noon. Thanks for supporting the IE Wrestling Show, Wednesdays at high noon. Thanks for supporting IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Shout out to Planet Jerky Premium Beef Jerky. Shout out to Seal the Deal Wax Seals, Mr. Seal the Beef. And shout out to you, the wrestling fans, for your support long term. We love you long time. We love you. We love you, my wrestling fans. We love you. May your 2025 be as productive as or more productive as your 2024. We love you. God bless. And we out.